Hey everyone, ODR Productions here, and I have a very special video today because in this video, I'm going to share why I was wrong about affiliate marketing and how to make $150 per day in passive income much easier than ever before. All right, so a quick overview of what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to share why I was wrong about the way that I thought about affiliate marketing, and I'm going to share a superior hybrid business model that I'm going to be going all in on in 2025, and I've already began, and how to make real passive income in 2025 and beyond. And so I'm going to start by sharing some of the earnings here. So I have screenshots here, and these are 3 income streams for this one brand. And this is just one website, one brand, and it earned $95.47 from Amazon Associates yesterday, June 25th, 2025. So I'm actually going to open up the Amazon Associates dashboard here, and you can see June 25th, 2025, and it earned $95.47, and we actually sold over $3,129.12. This would actually be over $100 in commissions, but if anyone knows how Amazon Associates works, is you get paid on how many items shipped that day, not how many items were ordered. So $95.47, we'll take it. It's Amazon Associates. You know, that's one of the like quote unquote lowest paying commission affiliate programs, but I mean, we made almost $100 yesterday, and so we'll gladly take that. Now, the new addition to the income streams is Mediavine, which earned $45.63. And the interesting thing about this is that this website should actually be earning closer to $70 or $80 per day from Mediavine, but because it just joined in the last couple of weeks, it's still optimizing the algorithm for the ad platforms, or the advertisers, I should say, and it should be based on the traffic closer to 70, 80, but hey, $45 a day, we'll take that. And then lastly, we have the YouTube AdSense, which is earning about $18.57 if you calculate it from yesterday. The earnings take 2 days to show up, and I'm not going to wait for that. It's the 26th, so I just want to get this video out. And so the channel got 5.3K views. You multiply that by 3.5, $3.50 RPM, that's $18.57. That's about average per day for this YouTube channel. You combine all that together, we're looking at $159.67 on June 25th, 2025, a random Wednesday. You know, it wasn't Prime Day. That's July 8th in a couple weeks. It wasn't Black Friday. It's not Q4. We're in the middle of summer, and you know, this business where I didn't have to lift a single finger, I didn't have to upload a YouTube video. You can see here on June 25th, no uploads, no new blog post, nothing, no email marketing campaign, no paid ads, $0 on paid ad spend, and profiting $159 per day. That's a run rate of $4,790 a month at this rate, and it's only going to be growing from here. So those are the earnings, and that's what I'm excited about, is just waking up to that kind of passive income. And honestly, like, if anyone knows how Amazon Associates works, how Mediavine works, how YouTube AdSense works, you know, once you do the work, these things, you just wake up to money in your account. Obviously, you have to do work, which we'll get into, but like on any given day, like a random Wednesday, you could be making that kind of profit just waking up to it. Okay, so let's start with why I was wrong about affiliate marketing. And I'm being serious here. This is not clickbait. Okay, so when I looked at my database here, I created a database. It has over $70 million blogs, affiliate websites, you name it. And they could be as big as Wirecutter, that's doing 9 figures a year in affiliate marketing and in ad revenue. So, you know, they're earning, you can ask ChatGPT, I think they're probably earning 125 to 250 million a year. Okay. That's one of the websites here, but there's also a lot smaller websites that are just, you know, doing like $1 million a year or less, which is still huge, you know, especially if you're like a solopreneur. But to be honest, most of these are established websites and blogs. They've been around for a while for some of these. Some of them are newer, some of them are older. But what I learned from this experience, or this experiment, or I should say exercise, okay? Researching all of these blogs, researching how they make money, because they share their income reports. And so I went through dozens and dozens of income reports just to see how are they making money. And it actually surprised me that affiliate marketing, for the most part, would only make a percentage of their total revenue. Now, the cool thing is affiliate marketing would be anywhere in the top 4, okay? So the top 4 in this order would usually be ad revenue. And that was the big takeaway from this is 80% of these $1 million blogs, they rely on premium ad revenue as the number one income stream. So we're talking about Mediavine, Raptive, things like that. All right. So that was the first takeaway that I realized, okay, maybe my approach, just because it works for me, it doesn't mean that this is the average that works for everybody. All right. So that was the first thing that jumped out to me. The other income streams, by the way, that are in the top 3, affiliate marketing would be there, but it might be second, it might be third, it might be fourth. But then there is digital products and courses. Obviously, that's a huge profitable way to make money if you have a brand, if you have people who are willing to pay you. And then you also have, sponsorships, brand deals, that could be one of them. And you have the affiliate marketing, of course. And that would pretty much round up the top 3, top 4. Okay. Now, sometimes affiliate marketing will really be the lowest. It will be just a sliver of their income report. And for me, someone who thinks in terms of affiliate marketing first, I see things through affiliate marketing. So, I always think about that first. I prioritize that, but that doesn't mean that that's the path of least resistance and that that's the easiest thing to do. In fact, it might be the hardest way to go about this. Just because it worked for me, it doesn't mean that everyone can just, make 7 figures in affiliate commissions. All right. So it also led me to this idea of diversifying both your traffic and income streams for a truly robust business. All right. Because just relying on just one thing, we know from history and from experience that that's just not a defensible business that's very robust, right? If something happens to that income stream or to that one traffic channel that you rely on, your business can, just disappear, right? So let's move on here to the next slide. So what is this hybrid approach that I'm talking about? All right. The hybrid approach, as you saw from the earnings, it combines different income streams, and we're really focusing on that premium ad network revenue, okay? Because the premium ad network revenue can pay $20 to $40 RPM per 1,000 website sessions, all right? And it can be much higher. In Q4, this can jump up to $50, $60, $70, $80 RPM depending on the day, and that's just insane, all right? Because to put things into perspective, another income stream we rely on with this business is YouTube AdSense, but that only pays around $2 to $4 RPM per 1,000 views. So if you can just see, having that website with a premium ad network that pays 10 times as much as YouTube AdSense. Now, a YouTube view is not one-to-one with a website session. A website session is, it can be a single person visiting 3 pages. That would be like 3 views from a single person. So it's not one-to-one. Page view is more correlated to a YouTube view, in my opinion. But that said, just look at the ad revenue RPMs. It's insane. Okay, it's so much better if you can get it on the website. All right. Now, the other 2 income streams are affiliate links on the website and on the YouTube channel. You have the affiliate links in the YouTube description. That's another way to make sales, make commissions, make money. All right. And then optionally, so I like to focus on those 4. We're talking about ads on both the website and YouTube, and then affiliate links on the website and the YouTube. That's 4 income streams, right? But optionally, you can do digital products, you can do digital courses, you can do sponsorships, you can do consulting, you can do coaching, you can do anything, okay? But I like to just focus on these 4 because these are the most passive. If you were to do those other things, it all of a sudden becomes much less passive, all right? But you can still do them. Hey, there's no rules here, all right? Let's move on to the benefits of this approach. Let's start with the first. When you diversify your traffic, so an X factor to this business is YouTube. All right. Now, that's been part of my process and my strategy and framework probably for 10 years now. So this is not something necessarily new to the way that I do things, but it is becoming more and more of an important factor in 2025 when people are looking for ways to diversify off of Google search. My number 1 recommendation, go to YouTube search and go to YouTube. If you're worried about AI overviews, if you're worried about AI blog posts, it is much harder to replicate a YouTube video. Trust me. And I've tried. I'm using AI video tools and it just can't get to where just a real person on YouTube who's like a real creator, that's putting in real effort. You just can't copy and paste that. Okay. So diverse traffic, but diversifying your income streams as well this leads to more stability, and that stability leads to more freedom. And honestly, as someone who has made well over 7 figures, if you're doing this business model, you can very much try to go full time as a content creator, as a YouTuber, and actually create less freedom than just working a 9-to-5 job where you can just clock out 5 p.m., not have to worry about it. Like, there's these kind of jokes and these memes about being a business owner. You quit the 9-to-5 so that you could work 24/7 instead. So honestly, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to create here and share with you is a freedom business model. It may not make the most money, but you also get the most freedom. And you have to decide, do you want to be running this massive agency with tons of clients and you have to do calls and meetings all day? Or do you want to wake up to making massive profit and enough to live your life? Okay? Because here's the thing, $150 a day, this is just scratching the surface. This business can easily be earning $1,000 a day or more, doing the exact same thing I'm just sharing with you right now. Like, this is just the beginning. Like I said, the website just joined Mediavine a few weeks ago. So it hasn't even stabilized the RPM, and there's so much more. We just got our foot in the door, okay? The next point, benefit, is that this is extremely profitable. We're paying $0 on paid ads. There is minimal monthly expenses aside from website hosting. And everything we're doing, like YouTube, for example, we're using an iPhone. There you go, okay? And it's faceless YouTube, by the way. So that's it. Like, it's extremely profitable. There's no other way to put it. Like, if you know how affiliate marketing works, you just know that it's profitable inherently because you don't pay for the product, you don't manufacture anything, you don't do customer service, fulfillment, etc. We'll get into that. Now, the other thing that makes this better than just doing affiliate marketing is you make money even if people don't click your affiliate links and buy something. Affiliate marketing is, in some ways, it's very boom or bust. It can be feast or famine, where some days you just absolutely crush it. You make $1,000 commissions, right? Some days you can get crickets. You make zero. Maybe you don't even get click. You know what I mean? So ad revenue, generally, it has a higher floor than affiliate marketing, okay? It has more of a baseline. At the same time, it doesn't have as much of a ceiling because, ad revenue, and if you just think about like YouTube, for example, YouTube AdSense, YouTube channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers are not monetized with AdSense. But a YouTube channel, I have students who they've made thousands of dollars from affiliate marketing with channels that have like 200 subscribers. Okay. So that's everything has its place. And it's when you combine them together that I think it becomes really special. The next point is there's synergy between your blog articles and YouTube videos. This is one of the X factors. This is one of the secret sauce ingredients is we can rank YouTube videos on page 1 of Google. We can embed YouTube videos onto our blog. We can increase the engagement rate and the average session duration on the website thanks to those YouTube videos and vice versa. And if people don't comment our YouTube videos via YouTube, if they are Googling and they land on the blog post through our website, and we're getting ad revenue there, and then they see the YouTube video embedded, they may get introduced to the YouTube channel and subscribe from there. I can't even begin to express how much of an X factor, like a difference maker this is. And honestly, I think one factor, we're all guessing when it comes to SEO, but as someone who's been able to do SEO very successfully in 2025, I think that having YouTube videos embedded onto your blog post, it can't hurt when Google owns YouTube and Google owns the search engine. That might be a factor you have to think about. Seems logical to me. All right. So, and lastly, if you do all of these things, you are much more valuable as a company if you were to sell. Your valuation would be much higher because if I were buying a brand, okay, and I was looking at your assets and I say, okay, cool, you have a website, you have SEO, you have this number of visits per month, let's say 100K visits per month or sessions per month. If you also had a YouTube channel that, let's say, had 10,000 subscribers and was getting 50,000 views a month or 100,000 views a month, that is worth so much more than just a blog. And vice versa. If you're trying to sell me a YouTube channel, but you don't have a website, you don't have a website with established domain authority, it doesn't, it's not approved into Raptive or Mediavine, it would just be so much more valuable if you had multiple properties that you could sell in one go. And then, you add in an email list. Hey, worried about the site tanking from some kind of Google algorithm update. If you show me an email list, that email list has like 10,000 subscribers, cool. That's another thing that makes your business more valuable to me if I were to acquire it. All right, so let's move on to the next point here. What are the cons of this business model? Okay, because it would be irresponsible for me to just, hype this up as if it's the greatest thing ever and not to tell you and warn you ahead. All right. The first con is that it takes time. And in this day and age, when everyone wants instant gratification, this takes real time. Okay. Now, can you get results in less than a year? Yes. Can you get results like this in like 3 months? No. Okay. So there you go. Like, you have to be willing to give 1, 2, 3 years, but come on, man. Like, people will just spin their wheels in the mud for years, not get any results, but you're not willing to actually take this serious, sit down for 1 to 2 years and actually build something real. Like, wouldn't you just rather do things the right way and have a guaranteed outcome that this is going to be worth something more in 2 to 3 years if I just stay consistent, right? That's all you have to do. So the next thing is, it's hard to get approved into Mediavine and Raptive. So Mediavine requires 50,000 monthly sessions and Raptive requires 100,000 monthly page views. These are not easy numbers to hit, especially for a newbie. This is why it takes time. All of these things, like, you have to wait for that inflection point when your website or your YouTube channel blows up. And that takes time. You just have to keep showing up, because the harder you work, the luckier you get. And honestly, the quote, luck is where preparation meets opportunity, it cannot be overstated how important that is for this business model. You just have to keep showing up, all right? The other thing is that this takes more strategy and effort than just doing only affiliate or only ad revenue and only doing a website versus only doing a YouTube channel. You need to have more skills, okay? Because like being good at doing a website and a blog is not the same as being good with video editing and titles and thumbnails on YouTube and how to go viral and YouTube shorts, etc. Like, these are different skills. You should learn it all. These are all money-making skills in 2025, and they're going to be future-proof because we're just always going to need them more than ever, okay? So just learn everything, in my opinion, and you'll get more results. The last con is that the website adds a technical aspect and additional maintenance that is challenging for most people and non-technical people. I'll admit, one of my advantages is I know WordPress like the back of my hand. So for me, this is not a challenge. Like, spinning up a website like this, I have been able to make tutorials where you can spin up an exact template of this kind of website in an afternoon if you're dedicated, if you're really working hard. You can do this in a couple hours. I can do this in probably less than 1 hour, okay? But I'll admit, I know how to do WordPress and web development, whereas if you're a newbie, you're going to have to learn the WordPress skill. You're going to learn how to create websites, okay? So let's move on to, is this really passive income? Because, I already know what people are going to say. Oh, this is so much work. This isn't passive income. Anyone who does YouTube, anyone who does blogging, it's real work and it's not passive income. This is the closest thing to real passive income through a business model that you can do today. Okay? Because if we're talking like in the grand scheme of things, what are the things that are actual passive income? Okay? Maybe you're thinking about dividends. You're getting paid dividends, but it's like, how much in stock would you need to have to make $4,000 a month in dividends? Okay? How many millions of dollars would you need to invest? All right. And this business, we don't have to invest millions of dollars. Like I said, it's just the website hosting. That's it. We don't even pay money on paid ads. $0 on paid ads. Super profitable. And you can start it with, honestly, less. You could technically start with less than $100. Nothing matches this, honestly. Being able to make money as opposed to, investments or these other business models that require thousands of dollars of capital up front. Like, there's nothing like this. And it's why I love it. It's why I'm obsessed with this business model. Again, with affiliate marketing, with ad revenue, there's no products, there's no sales calls, there's no customer service or client calls, there's no manufacturing, there's no refunds and chargebacks that you have to deal with and those headaches and hassles. There's no software development or maintenance, and there's no paid ads management. Again, this is the closest thing to passive income. And I've tried pretty much everything you can think of. Simply put, you wake up to money being made 24/7, 365. The website, the YouTube channel, it just keeps running while you're sleeping. You wake up, it was getting views. It was getting hundreds, thousands of views and visits while you were asleep from people all over the world. People across the world in like Australia, you know what I mean, were watching because they have the different time zone. And, you know, while we're awake in America and in USA, which has the highest RPMs, by the way, like we're making money, you know, during the workday, you go to sleep and then you're making money from other countries at night. Okay. This is incredible. Like this is just, nothing beats this. So how do we get started? All right. Cause all this stuff, hopefully this stuff sounds good to you, because I gotta say, I'm going all in. I'm literally spinning up 4 websites in 4 different niches, doing the exact same thing, copy and paste. Literally what I just laid out for you. I'm trying to get as much as possible because I got a taste of it and I want more. I'm loving these premium ad networks like Mediavine and Raptive. And there's higher end ones too. If you can get over 500,000 views per month, there's higher end networks that pay even better. Okay. So we're just scratching the surface here, but you know, this is when I zoomed out and I really studied the largest sites, the largest media publishers, you know, not just affiliates, but ad revenue as well. And you learn these things. And these are things you'll only learn through experience and like through actually getting into these programs. You learn how the legit professional high-end websites and brands, how do they run things? You know, how do they make more money from ads? How do they increase their RPMs? Like these are things that are behind closed doors that, you know, you would only know if you're part of these communities or if you're actually doing this real life. You know what I mean? You won't learn this from the newbies on Reddit who don't need, like they ask dumb questions because they haven't done enough to gain the experience to answer those questions. A lot of the questions people ask, you can learn through experience. You can learn through mistakes. You can learn from Googling or ChatGPTing it, honestly, but there are certain niche things that you only learn once you're in the driver's seat, once you're in these programs. Okay, so how do we get started with this business model? If you want to start today, which I highly recommend you start yesterday, okay? I would start with a website first rather than a YouTube channel because it's harder to learn than YouTube. YouTube, in my opinion, yes, it's a whole ball game that you have to learn all these skills and you know you're gonna suck at it in the beginning and you have to start somewhere. But push comes to shove, like a website is so much more headache than a YouTube channel. YouTube, you don't have to worry about performance and you don't have to worry about the hosting and everything. Like you literally just upload your video, you turn on ads, you make money. It's like the coolest thing ever. Now, with a website, the other benefit is you start aging the domain sooner. The one thing you don't want to have moving forward is you don't want to have a brand new domain that you bought yesterday and you publish like 500 AI articles. That's like a one-way ticket to getting your site blacklisted by Google. Okay? Don't do anything unnatural or weird for a new domain that just showed up yesterday. That's why people are getting like either de-indexed or just not showing up on Google. Is like they're not treating this like a natural progression. And the Google algorithm is very, very, very smart. They can pick up on these signals, okay? And they know when something's up. I mean, a human would know something's up, right? Okay, next, I would do 3 to 6 months of consistent blogging. And in this process, I would be learning everything. So it starts with keyword research. Like that's already where people are already messing up everything, okay? Keyword research is going to be your ceiling. It's going to be your floor. It's going to determine, are you able to feasibly start ranking sooner than later, start getting traction on Google Search Console, start getting impressions and clicks sooner than later. Okay, most people don't know how to do keyword research. All right, that's the first thing. But then how do you turn keywords into actual SEO optimized blogs? That's also another challenge that most people just don't know how to do that. Okay, but I would at least try it. I would try blogging once or twice a week, publishing things, seeing if you can get traction. All right, then I would start experimenting with YouTube Shorts instead of YouTube long form. And the reason why is because YouTube Shorts, honestly, is just easier to make. And making long form YouTube videos that are like 10 minutes long and require tons of editing and all that stuff, that's just harder for a newbie, okay? With Shorts, you can iterate much quicker. You can try different things. And hopefully by now you have some data from your website to tell you what are some topics and some keywords to talk about in your YouTube videos that might already be guaranteed hit. Because for me, having both of these properties, I can see what's working on the website And then I can prioritize that for YouTube and vice versa. Whatever's viral on YouTube, I can take those learnings, I can apply it to my website and my blogs moving forward. Okay, the last step is I would start publishing one long form YouTube video per week, and I would try to sync up what I'm doing on YouTube with what I'm doing on the website and the blog. So I might go for the same keyword. I will go for the same keyword on the website and the YouTube channel, and I'm going to have 2 chances to rank for that keyword, both on the YouTube search and the results and on the Google search results, and the YouTube has a chance to rank on the Google results as well. So that's how I would get started with the business model. But you have to start, because honestly, if you're not doing right now, if you're not constantly publishing, and if you can't tell me like, okay, you've been consistently publishing all year since January, then you're simply not learning. You're just watching a bunch of videos, consuming content, and you're going to be in the same place a year from now. I've seen it before. I've seen a lot of people who are bright-eyed about this business model. They want to get started. They want the freedom. They want the results, but they're not willing to put in the work, and they lose steam, they lose motivation. But at the end of the day, you have to stay consistent and you have to show up. So that's it. I'm sharing with you, honestly, one of the best opportunities that I'm personally going all in on. Now, if you want to work with me, because I've already figured out a lot of this stuff, okay, you can literally copy and paste my affiliate website 2.0 template, same template that's already Mediavine, Raptive approved, earning $150 a day or more in profit. And that's just the tip of the iceberg there. Like, that's one way I can help you, okay? And in addition to that, you can get one-on-one guidance on choosing your niche, the branding, the keyword research, my exact method, how to get started ASAP, and start learning through experience, and just shortcut your way. Honestly, like, you're simply trading money to buy you back time instead of trying a million different things that don't work. Why don't you just start with something that's working in 2025, that's working literally yesterday, June 25th, 2025. Okay, link in description to learn more. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below. But wish you the best of luck. Take it easy.